In today's headlines, the Tele Conference to evaluate results of the epidemic control task and discuss solutions for coming time. Leader of Cần Thơ City received and worked with the mission group at the head of French ambassador to Vietnam, Nicolas Wandery. The Commission on Tasks of Foreign Non-Governmental Organizations held the National Handover online meeting on its tasks in 2020 and orientations and tasks for 2021. Hello, and it's good to have you back here in this edition of Continuous and Top News today. In the morning of March 17th, Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc presided over the teleconference between the Standing Board of the government and the Student Board for COVID-19 Control and 63 centrally run branches and cities to evaluate results of the epidemic control task and discuss solutions for coming time. Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Committee Trần Việt Trường chaired the teleconference in Cần Thơ City. 9 experience lessons were thrown out with the aim to get high efficiency in epidemic control. These lessons include the rapid and timely engagement, fierce instruction from the center to locality with the spirit of fighting against epidemic like fighting against enemy, and a consensus of people across the nation, consistent to adhere to the measures of active prevention, early detection, timely isolation, brief zoning, strict extinguishment, effective treatment, and for on-the-spot guideline, transparent supply of information in line with deep propaganda. Repeatedly, the epidemic still exists for a long time in the world, with the occurrence of many new variants. Therefore, Vietnam must be more active in groups of major solutions to control COVID-19. They are continually boosting the leadership, management of party committees, authorities at all levels, heightening responsibility of leaders, and carrying out the dual goals. Also in the morning of March 17th, Secretary of Cần Thơ City Party Committee Lê Quang Mạnh received and worked with the mission group at the head of French ambassador to Vietnam, Nicolas Wandery. The French ambassador to Vietnam shared the cooperative relation and French concerns over Cần Thơ City, specifically Cần Thơ River retaining dike in response to climate change at the total investment capital of €33,780,976. The ambassador hoped that in coming time the city will facilitate for the project to soon be completed. Education and training is also the area concerned by France. Besides, the ambassador also hoped that the city will devise policies to clear difficulties for French businesses in a context of epidemic, which affects on business situation of French businesses in Cần Thơ City. Secretary Lê Quang Mạnh revealed that the project of building a retaining dike in response to climate change is the one that is paid special attention by the city. Thus, the city will direct relevant units to overcome difficulties and boost the construction progress of the project. In the area of education and training, the Secretary hoped that France will give scholarships for Vietnamese students to study in French with the aim to advertise the French language. In addition, Cần Thơ City will facilitate every condition for businesses to overcome difficulties due to COVID-19 epidemic. The Standing Board of Cần Thơ City's Vietnam Fatherland French Committee in the morning of March 17th organized the second consultative meeting to come to consensus and formulate preliminary list of nominees to Cần Thơ City People's Council in 2021-2026 term. Based on the report from the Standing Board, generally, nominees were introduced as a range. All are eligible and receive high confidence. As of 5 p.m. on March 14, 2021, there have been 108 nominees. Of the figure, 106 are introduced by offices, organizations, units, and 2 are self-nominees. Delegates at the meeting agreed with the list of 106 nominees, except for 2 nominees who have asked to withdraw. In the list, the rate of female nominees makes up 45.28%, ethnic minority nominees 3.77%, non-party member nominees 16.03%, nominees under 40 years of age 28.3%, and self-nominees 45.45%. After the meeting, the city will organize another meeting to solicit opinions from voters at nominees' residence. In the afternoon of March 17th, the Commission on Tasks of Foreign Non-Governmental Organizations held the National Handover online meeting on its tasks in 2020 and orientations and tasks for 2021. Due to COVID-19 epidemic, the global economy seriously declined and left bad impacts on humanitarian aid policy, development of big nations as well as sponsors. In our country, the number of delegations of foreign non-governmental organizations coming to work in 2020 reduced by 363 against 2019. Disbursement value of various aid sources cut by 15% at just 71%. The medical area is more heavily affected by the epidemic. In 2021, the Commission on Tasks of Foreign Non-Governmental Organizations continues strictly implementing guidelines and policies of the party of the state, improving performances of managing, preventing, fighting against violation signals, boosting combination, sharing information between offices and localities, speeding up national programs, diversifying aid sources, closely coordinating with overseas Vietnamese representative offices, and promoting the people's exterior relation. Attendants at the meeting were also given information on the Decree No. 80, dated July 8, 2020, on managing and using non-refundable aids that are beyond the official development aid from foreign foundations, organizations, individuals for Vietnam, and new points in need of notice. In the morning of March 17th, Cần Thơ City's Oriental Medicine Association held the 6th Delegates Conference in 2021-2026 term. The conference was participated by 48 delegates who are members of Cần Thơ City's Oriental Medicine Association and representatives of related departments in Cần Thơ City. In the past term, Cần Thơ City's Oriental Medicine Association always accompanied with the city's medical sector to greatly contribute to people's healthcare tasks. Specifically, the association organized short-term training courses on acupuncture technique, drug, pathology, which attracted 421 trainees. It gave treatment for nearly 2,400,000 visits and provided nearly 9 million free prescriptions. However, there were many difficulties because Oriental medicine treatment needs longer time to recover and there are fewer hopes. In 2021-2026 term, Cần Thơ City's Oriental Medicine Association continues consolidating and developing the examination and treatment by traditional medicine and pays attention to admitting more members. At the conference, delegates elected 16 members to the 6th Executive Board, and Dr. Level 2 Specialist Lê Tuyết Hà, Vice Director of Cần Thơ City's Traditional Medicine Hospital, was elected Chairperson of Cần Thơ City's Oriental Medicine Association. On this occasion, teams and individuals with excellent achievements in the past term were presented emulation flags and merit certificates. From the Suburban District's Military Student Board, he just opened the training for nearly 170 members of mobile forces in 2021. In 12 days, from March 14 to 25, 2021, mobile forces are equipped with knowledge on legal politics, common military skills, self-militia battle skills, and self-militia tactics. On this occasion, the Suburban District's Military Student Board launched the emulation movement among the mobile force in 2021 with the aim to encourage spirit of members of mobile forces to study, improve their knowledge, voluntarily follow disciplines, and take determinations to fulfill assigned training tasks. Still in Phom Dinh Suburban District, employees of Phom Dinh Suburban District's public security are working with hurry to grant chip-based ID cards for citizens. The public security of the Suburban District has also founded mobile groups to come right to the counter houses of 75 out of 75 convenience centers in the Suburban District to facilitate for citizens to change their ID cards to chip-based ID cards. Until now, the Force of Public Security of the Suburban District has received more than 4,500 files, 2,400 of which have been received by mobile groups. As planned from now to before May 1, 2021, the public security of Phom Dinh Suburban District must complete the goal of granting more than 98,000 chip-based ID cards for local people. And up next, we have the updated weather forecast. The updated weather forecast status wrapped up this edition of Continues. If you want to watch again in this bulletin, please visit our website, KenThơ.tv.vn. And now thanks for being with us. Goodbye and see you next time.